Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. Many people asked me the question, why some of the Hindus treated the great painter HUssain in a very bad way, and during the last period of Hussain's life, he had to quit India, go to a Muslim country, and he had to breathe his last in London. The question, such a great painter was even compared with Michelangelo. He was really great and he could make name and fame in India and outside, but he had to leave this country. Why it happened? Why Hindus treated him like this? The answer to this question is very simple and straightforward. Answer is there. Hussain painted the goddess Saraswati, Sita, Rama, Hanuman, Bharath Mata, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and so on in the naked form. As a painter, he has got the freedom to draw any picture without creating pain in a particular group of people. If it is the freedom of a painter to draw any picture or do any painting, it is also not restricted by anybody in India. But why he did not paint Jesus Christ or Mary, Virgin Mary, or Joseph, or Saint George, or Saint Joseph, or Saint Xavier Francis, or Magdalena Mariam, like he drew the picture of Sri Rama, Sita, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and so on? Why Hussain did not draw the painting or picture of the women damsels in the heaven as mentioned in Quran? Why he did not paint the picture of Prophet Muhammad or Allah in such a way? He painted only the Indian gods and goddesses. Why he did not paint his own picture or his mother's or his sister's or his wife's picture? I do not know whether he has married or not. He could also have written the naked picture or drawing or painting of his own relatives. He did not do that. He selected only Hindu gods and goddesses, and in that most denigrating way he painted that. And it is very natural that Hindus reacted to that. And you may be knowing that when Prophet Muhammad's drawing was made, or a simple caricature was made in Denmark, the whole world burned. Even problems erupted from Uttar Pradesh and Bengal in India, even though the painting was done by some journalist in Denmark. Somebody doing something against Prophet Muhammad will also get reacted in India by the Muslims. But this Muslim great so-called painter, when he painted Indian gods and goddesses whom billions of people worship, remember that. It is hurting the feelings of not merely millions of Hindus, billions of Indians. And that is done in the name of the freedom of thought or freedom of the painter or a journalist. And that too done only against one group of people in India, that is Hindus. And even he was felicitated for that doing by atheists and the communists and the so-called radicals in India. But Indian Hindus did not react it sharply, only protested, that's all. If the same thing would have happened for a Christian community or Muslim community or even for Sikh community, the reaction would have definitely been beyond the control of anybody in the world. You may be knowing that when one of the man who was standing for election was compared with Guru Govinda Singh in Punjab very recently, about 5 days Punjab burned. You know, when Jayalalitha, Tamil Nadu present chief minister, was compared with Virgin Mary, even Tamil Nadu burned, even though the population of Christians in Tamil Nadu is below 5%. And in Karnataka, the protest rose so fast when the textbook in the school contained the name Father of Jesus is Joseph. The Christians stressed that Father of Jesus Christ is not Joseph. It is a God himself, Jehovah himself. The protest went to such a level that the textbook itself had to be withdrawn. So when HUssain draws the picture or painting or caricature of only Hindu gods, my personal opinion is that he should not even have been allowed to go back to Qatar or Doha or London. Because when you can make fun of, you can denigrate, you can degrade, and you can belittle the mental feeling of a group of people, thinking that they will not react and thinking that he can do anything, then the reaction should be sharp. Like Ravana took Sita, he never expected this will be the reaction from Sri Rama. And when Kauravas had 11 Akshauhini soldiers with them, they thought that Pandavas will never win. But always in India, it is not the survival of the fittest, it is the survival of the noblest. That is why such a negative man, such a notorious painter, I would like to say, connected with this type of painting. In other type of painting, I am not bothered about it. I could not even though enjoy that. But in painting the Ramayana pictures and Bharath Mata, his own motherland, in the naked way, then he got what he deserves. He had to live his own motherland. And about that motherland, and that motherland was also pictured or drawn or painted in the naked way. We would have appreciated his naked painting if he would have done his own mother's painting also, or his own family members' painting also in the naked way, or if he would have painted the Christian saints or Islam saints in the same way. Then we can definitely say he used to paint in the naked nature of the people, whether they are holy men or ordinary men. This is not what is done. He was biased. He was definitely against Hindus. He was definitely against Indian culture. He was definitely against the feelings of the Hindus of nearly 1 billion people world over. Thus the reaction was very good, needed, unbiased, but still it was soft. But it went to the level as the will of the God that this fellow had to leave the country and the countrymen whom he insulted, and he had to die a pathetic death. In my words, it is pathetic death, because nobody reacted so much as expected. Some of the newspapers and journalists might have given so prominence, but the core of the mind of the people, HUssain has already died when he painted the Indian gods and goddesses and Bharat Mata in such a derogatory way. So I think the answer for the question is very clear. My pranams to you.